if we keep seeing the world as a threat, or if we keep mistrusting people, or if we keep attracting avoidant partners, or if you keep attracting partners that act desperate and needy, or if you keep attracting partners that are abusive and narcissistic, whatever the pattern is, I'm just naming a few, right?
Yeah.
Then guess what happens? The protective parts on us come online because they're stimulated by that stimulus.
Right.
And that's the thing that so many of us miss.
Yeah.
Right? So we think we're being safe by bringing on the protector. We are, not denying that. However, we're being safe in an unsustainable way.
Right.
We're being safe from the shadow. We're being safe from a wound. We're just compounding the relational wound.
Right.
And so when you ask like how, again, the book goes into that.
Right.
But the first part is awareness and acknowledgement of, oh, this is what's happened in my life. This is who I am as a result of that.
Yeah.
The book helps you unpack those connections, right? So that making connections, having aha moments or realizations builds more intimacy with yourself. When we have more awareness, we start widening our view of the world so we generally can feel safer. Just look at physiologically. So if you're 20,000 years ago and you're out in the plains and you're just walking and you're looking and you're observing and your eyes are soft, your jaw's relaxed, you're walking softly, it's not too hot, whatever. But then all of a sudden you see something in the distance that you feel could be a threat to your life. You hone in.
Right.
Your view becomes myopic.
Right.
Your whole body physiologically responds to the potential threat.
Sure. Yeah.
When you're in a widened, relaxed gaze, you're not threatened.
Right.
You're not in a sympathetic nervous system response, right? So it's just when awareness can do that, connecting dots can do that, right? And let me be very clear again for me. Awareness is not the be all and end all as much as many fake personal gurus will have you believe. It is a stepping stone, and there are multiple layers of awareness within our own growth journey. But awareness only gets us so far, but we need it. It's a very important step. Right?
Yes.
So once we have that awareness, now we can start tangibly working with these things that we're aware of. So, for example, okay, I have a tendency to be really sensitive to rejection, and I can become highly defensible as a result of that. And as a result of that, I become impatient, abrasive, I attack, I use dismissive language because as a kid, I felt very dismissed. I experienced high levels of criticism. And so as a result of that, I'm hyper-attuned, hyper-aware, hyper-vigilant rather, to someone saying something about me that I may disagree with, or I think that they think I've done something wrong. So I accelerate the hypervigilance so that I can protect myself. And how I protect myself is by being big in my energy and getting angry and upset or shutting down and walking away, whatever it may be, right?
Sure.
Combination of those things.
Yep.
So now that I have that awareness, I need to work with that. Well, how do I work with that? Well, two core ways. One, you work with it within yourself. Now, that could look like more regulation practices, self-regulation practices, taking responsibility to do that. Maybe you wake up in the morning and you meditate, you learn to breathe slow. There's breath work. There's more calm that you insert during your day, maybe in the transitions of maybe work to family life or whatever it may be. You're very deliberate in how you make those transitions so you can regulate your nervous system. So you spend more time in personhood as opposed to personality and ego. You spend more time in regulation as opposed to dysregulation. So you create new baselines for yourself. I'm giving you an example. There are a lot more in the book, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
But the other part is relational, outside of yourself, meaning that you bring this awareness to your friend, to your partner, to your therapist, right? And you start to work with it in real time.
Yeah.
So when you may share with your partner, hey, I have a propensity to be sensitive to criticism. I have a request of you. The request is that if I've done something that's upset you, can you bring it to me in this particular way? You know, hey, say I've got something to talk to you about, grab my hand, sit down with me, let's do some breath first, then tell me what the issue is.
Yep.
That way I can prepare my nervous system so I don't go into reactivity, right? And I don't go into hyper defensiveness. I mean, I still may, but at least I'm giving myself a better chance not to. So I'm not triggering your reactivity and defense postures and your inner child wounding and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But there's no guarantees here, and it takes time, and you're going to go back and forth a lot. I'm giving you examples of what it could look like. We can't be attached to an outcome going that way just because we have an intention for it to go that way. But we're giving ourselves every opportunity to, and we're being more mature relationally. Now, from that place, eventually, if you're persistent enough and willing enough, and you're consistent enough, change will happen. Transformation will incur, and you will feel more full in your body and in your life. But let me be very clear on another thing, is all of that doesn't happen without your desire and yearning to change.
Yeah.
You need to fucking want it.
Yeah.
If you don't want it, ain't shit happening. Like it's not going to happen. You need to want it. You need to get yourself to a place in your life where you've had enough of having enough of the pattern.
You can't tolerate it anymore, right? It's a tolerance game, really, right?
And you're like, well, I'm going to do everything I can to change, or, nearly everything.
Yeah.
And you've got to commit to that path.
I believe, I say this frequently, but because I really believe this is the truth. When people ask me things, whatever the zone could be, like, how do we start to make the change? Whether it's, your health, fitness, it could be mindset. You got to fucking want it. And tell me what you think about this. You have to, I always go, well, the first place, like, I'm not going to give you the 1, 2, 3, follow this plan.
Yeah.
The first fucking thing is you have to decide.
Yeah.
Decision. Like, I am decided.
Yes.
Those words are a frequency.
Yes.
That fucking cuts off all the shoulds, maybe. Well,
yes.
Right? Like,
yes. It cuts the confusion out.
Yeah.
It cuts the complication out.
Totally.
As well.
Right.
And because, ADHD brains or neurodivergent brains, which, many of us are, love confusion and complexity because it's very energizing for the brain. It keeps us focused on something.
Yeah.
Right. And so you've got to sometimes battle with that if you have that kind of brain as well. And saying, I decide is very powerful.
Yeah.
And then following through with that and seeking support in doing that. You may need accountability for that too.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
We're relational beings. Like, we need each other. I don't know. That's the way I see life.
No, it's so true. I mean, if you think about, sports, I love sports, like the best of the best, they got coaches.
Of course they do.
Got people. They got a team for a reason.
I think Michael Jordan is the GOAT.
I'm with
basketball.
You.
Thank you.
That's who I was just thinking of right now too.
Thank you. And he has said, would he have done what he have done without Phil Jackson? I mean, I think Phil Jackson's the GOAT of coaches as well.
Yeah.
Speak of that. But again, could Phil Jackson have done what he'd done without the players that he had? That's a relationship.
Totally.
So everything is relational.
Right.
So we need support. And there are moments in our lives where we need very clear support.
Yeah.
And external accountability. And there are moments in our lives where we have to go on that hero's journey.
Sure.
And we have to do it by ourselves. That we have to be in solitude with our own self and our own sense of self and all the inputs that are us. Whether you're out in the jungle or out in the mountains by yourself, or whether, you're staying up studying for an exam and you've got to pull an all-nighter and that's just how it is. And you're with yourself and you've got to be with yourself. And there's something that comes from that. There's a fortitude and a resilience that is developed from that, and a deeper connection to self and more awareness. More inner awareness is cultivated that then can feed into a different kind of action that is, perpetuates you towards a more promised version of yourself.